In GTA Online, the Agents of Sabotage DLC is the latest addition into GTA Online, and in this video I am going to be providing you with my review on this DLC, providing you with some of my opinions on the missions, vehicles and more, so you will want to stick around till the end of this video for a complete review on the Agents of Sabotage DLC. But before we do move ahead with the video, I do post content just like this all the time, so if you could consider subscribing to the channel, it would be much appreciated, as I am trying to reach 2,000 subscribers on this channel and I cannot do this without your support. Now let us move ahead with talking about this DLC and giving my verdict on the update. So let us start with talking about the vehicles. When it does come to the vehicles, the only vehicle that I really have an issue with is the Jester wide body, and this is because that you cannot remove the livery off of this vehicle when it does come to upgrading it. I am not a fan personally of liveries in GTA Online, but when it does come to the other vehicles with this DLC, I actually do not mind them. I actually think they are quite good. My favourite vehicle out of the lot that we've seen so far is the new Banshee GTS, I believe it's called. It's quite a fast vehicle, it's good looking, and I think that it's the better vehicle that has come out at the launch of the DLC. I have not looked into too much the other vehicles in which are coming out with this DLC, but with the ones that I've seen that's come out on launch day, I think so far that the new Banshee is the best vehicle that has come out with this DLC. Let me know your verdict on the new Banshee in the comments section. Now back with the Jester briefly. I don't even think that not being able to remove the livery on this vehicle is the main issue. It is the lack of customization options that we actually have with this vehicle. The only thing that we can actually really change looks wise with this vehicle is the colour and the wheels. There isn't much else that we can actually do with this vehicle. Obviously I have mentioned that you can't remove the livery off of this vehicle or even change it for this matter, and in my opinion that is what is mainly putting me off using this vehicle at all. Considering the lack of upgrades we get with this vehicle, the $2.2 million price fee is not worth it in my opinion. So unless you have already bought this vehicle, I would not recommend investing $2 million into it, as it is not the best. It doesn't look good, the livery cannot be removed or changed, and there is a lack of customization options that you can actually get with this vehicle, so don't buy it. Now let us hear a word from our sponsor, Mods For You. Mods For You cater to all types of gamers from different games such as GTA 5, Call of Duty, Forza and EAFC. These guys offer packages for Xbox, PlayStation and PC users, allowing all types of gamers to access their services if you play on these devices. Mods For You offer the best value for money with a fast delivery, allowing you to access their mods almost instantly. If you want to check out these services, I will leave a link at the top of the description, and for a 10% discount on checkout, make sure that you do use code Vortex when you check out. Now back to the video. Now the missions with this DLC are actually really fun in my opinion. Obviously I wasn't expecting them to pay out well, and to be honest, they don't. But I actually do think that these missions are quite fun. TGG has recently done a video in which I will show some parts of on the screen in a second of how much money you can make from this business. I would just like to thank him for doing a breakdown on this, and I am going to show some of his footage now where he breaks down how much money you can make with this business.
The first and the main way to make money is by completing the robberies, or basically mini heists. The official name for these missions are FIB files, so we're gonna call them files from now on. The second way you can make money with this property is through the passive income safe. So in this room you'll find a safe. The money that you earn from this is actually gonna be through the garment factory itself. Like genuinely, the women upstairs doing all the garments, that is the money that's gonna go to the safe. And unsurprisingly, it's not gonna be much.
To be honest, when this DLC did come out, I didn't even anticipate the fact that it would have a safe inside of it, so I'll give Rockstar the benefit of the doubt there. Fair enough, we've got an extra money method with this business, and although it's not the best money method, it is still a way to make money with this business. So I cannot really slander Rockstar on that part for this, but it doesn't give you all said of the best amount of money that we've seen in GTA Online. So I am not really going to be using obviously this money method as the primary money method with this business, and I don't think a lot of players will.
Now there are 4 different FIB files that you can do. You've got the black box file, the brute force file, the fine art file, and the project breakaway file. All of these will roughly pay you about $150 $50,000 each time. On your screen though, you can see that the brute force file right now is paying out double money. That's because it's a priority file. What does that mean? Well, it means you can only do it once this week, but you are going to get double the amount of money for each of these files, and it takes you about 20 to 30 minutes. You can do 2 of those per hour. That means you can make at least $400,000 an hour. You add in that for the first one you do each week, it's going to be paying out double money. You can make $500,000 to $600,000 the first hour that you grind this business out each week.
So I actually don't think that the money side of this business is actually that bad, especially if you're doing the FIB files, and obviously they have been broken down now. So again, I'd like to thank TGG for this, and I think that it is a good money method. It's definitely a lot better than the bail enforcement business, which is the most recent update in GTA Online that came out obviously before this DLC, which, when in regards to money, is not the best money maker when it does come to GTA Online. The bail enforcement office was a bit of a dull and boring DLC. It does seem like with that update they did sort of just rip off the bounties with Red Dead Online, and initially I was a fan of that DLC until obviously it sort of sunk in after a few weeks how bad the business actually was. Because when that DLC did come out, I was eager to see how the bounties would fare in GTA Online. Would they be similar to how they are in Red Dead, etc, etc. And having this DLC come out now makes me feel sort of a lot better about this DLC from what I did with the bounty hunting DLC. And that is especially more common, say, for me, because I did not have very high expectations of this DLC in the build up to it, because I tried to stay off social media looking at stuff about the update or looking at the leaks that came out about it and stuff, and I wanted sort of not to get my expectations up for this DLC, because especially over recent years after the Cayo Perico DLC released, I sort of didn't have high expectations for DLCs, and by no means am I saying the Cayo Perico DLC is bad. I didn't really set a high bar for DLCs because I sort of knew that they were going to slow down a bit in regards to the amount of content that they were actually producing with the DLCs. And don't get me wrong, since the Cayo Perico DLC, we've had some good DLCs. We've had the Auto Shop DLC, the Agency DLC, and they were really good DLCs that we actually got into GTA Online. But obviously with GTA 6 around the corner now, I didn't really expect Rockstar to do much with this DLC. And in my opinion, they did sort of deliver with this DLC. I will give them the benefit of the doubt there. It's just got to a point where, with me and this game now, I'm sort of fed up of GTA Online. I will be completely honest, I am fed up of it. I'm getting bored of it. And I feel like that's what sort of put me off this game at the minute, and sort of led to me not having high expectations for this DLC. But now that we've had this DLC for quite a minute, I do feel like this DLC has delivered. And in my opinion, the best part about this DLC is actually the Terabyte upgrades that we have received. Obviously, we've had the Master Control Terminal come out inside of the arcade, but we can now access this through the Terabyte with this DLC. And in my opinion, this is probably the best sort of mini upgrade to a vehicle you can say that you can have in the DLC in recent years, and I think this is gonna be massive for a lot of players, a lot of grinders, players like me and a few of the folks that I hang around with on stream, etc. Because a lot of the people I know and have played GTA Online with in recent years, they often spend quite a bit of time using their Terabyte, and I feel like this was a much needed feature to sort of release into GTA Online. I feel like it could have come sooner, yes, but we've got it now, and I feel like this is one of the best upgrades we've had. I've been using the Terabyte a lot more recently since the DLC has come out. I've been doing a lot more special cargo with this Terabyte now that we've got the upgrades. So I can't complain. I think it's good, and I actually will give this DLC a solid 8 out of 10, as I actually do think this is quite a solid DLC, especially compared to what we have had over recent years. But I do think that we have covered everything there in which we need to discuss in my review of the Agents of Sabotage DLC. I hope that you have found my review of this DLC entertaining, and if you have, do consider subscribing to the channel, as I am trying to reach 2,000 subscribers on this channel, and I cannot do this without your support. Make sure that you give one of the videos that are on screen a watch.